Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Lucid, and I am joined by Grippa.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, we're gonna get this series done, I promise. It'll take a bit though. Uh,
We're
so
bad at this.
I'm trying to rally. Um, okay, so as you can tell from this screen, people are kind of losing momentum. Lemuria is eating Calum. Falegra is in trouble. This is kind of interesting. It looks like because Falegra had kind of gotten womped up by Satis. But it looks like they're back on top of Satis's cap. Satis has really been doing the definition of winning the battles but losing the war.
Yes. He is me.
Right. Winning the battles and losing the war. So he's basically sitting over here, but Lemuria is over here just devouring Calum. I mean, this all turns so quickly. Once that Doom stack dies against Lemuria, ooh, it's not good. It's also worth pointing out, I think, like the raiding is kind of interesting in this, because like Calum has decent ways to counter raid and raid Lemuria. But Calum also was even before the major conflict, was getting beat on the raiding front.
Yes. Yeah, he got outmaneuvered.
Right. Yeah, and a lot of that was just, good old-fashioned quality decision-making from Lemuria. We've got Bogarus over here jumping on top of this Calum fort, so that's nice. They probably could have been ambitious and pushed for some more things. Though they're a little worried about Joman. And Joman has jumped on top of this Calum fort. Which is really...
I think if I recall, he said that they had an agreement.
Okay.
So they agreed to who gets who provinces, right. Joman and Bogarus.
Oh, we actually have a ton of messages. Canceled nap with Falegra. Message from Lemuria. Unsure if I want to strike, but at the very least I want to be ready to. Okay.
That sounds a little premature to me.
Also canceled a nap with Agartha. Ulm proposed a three-way split together with Joman. They'd be good neighbors, but I'm afraid it's going to happen one way or the other, so I might as well be ready for it. I'm not exactly sure what he means.
Yeah, I think he thinks that they're going to go on him now anyway. Like they're going to plan to go after him.
Yeah.
But like, why make it happen? Why not try?
No, I think he's working with these players. I think he's. This doesn't make sense. He's like, I'm going to attack Agartha. They've been good neighbors.
Ulm, and Joman are going to attack Agartha, which is weird. Right.
This I might as well be ready for it. Doesn't really make sense. He's being a 3v1 person, like us. So.
Yeah, like.
Yeah. All right. From Ulm. Me and Lemuria for the last few turns have been working under the idea that if Joman moves against any other player, the two of us, along with Bogarus and Abyssia, will need to immediately declare war against them. As a result, I've signed a nap with Lemuria. Not sure if I already told you. I also approached Abyssia, but they were vague in their response. Lemuria tells me they have some moves against Falegra. This means that the capacity for any coalition against Joman is seriously reduced. To this end, I have sadly had to organize a deal with Lemuria and Joman for us to attack Agartha together and divide their lands between the three of us. My reasoning behind this is, one, I got Agartha's score graph from a couple turns ago, and their research is not competitive. Yeah, this is the part of the game where you really have to have research. It's not optional.
Or you can build temples. Honestly, I'd build temples.
Right. Two, Joman will not gain enough thrones to win, and three, Agartha had not committed to a coalition against Joman, or likely the capability to seriously threaten them. This will give Abyssia Falegra time to resolve what they're doing in order to be free to deal with Joman. And five, the Lemuria and Joman will get a much greater border. I feel bad on Agartha's part, but they've been expecting something like this by judging their messages to me. Okay. Expecting but doing nothing to prevent it appears. Update from the Oval Office. Ulm is talking about a coalition with Lemuria against Joman. I don't know what kind of border Lemuria has with Joman, but I'm assured it exists around 182. I'm happy to do my part in a real coalition, but I'm worried about Joman, about being Joman's punching bag while the other members don't actually fight.
Yes, I've been there.
And this actually makes sense strategically, like geographically. If you like if you're doing a 3v1 against somebody, usually the person that's attacking like the most core lands, like their capital area, is the one that should expect heaviest resistance. That's not always the case.
Yeah.
And for Abyssia, that's the direction they would have to attack into. Since I keep seeing Phlegron armies get wiped, I decided to grab a bit of territory and to find out if they can mount a defense. I banked close to 400 blood slaves, not sure how best to use them. Maybe I need to go rewatch Lucid's videos on gems and slaves. Horror cannon, my friend, but also, you know, having some demons that you can move around that are more mobile would be nice.
Yeah, this was also before the quote-unquote fix to send lesser horror that makes it much worse now.
Right. Message from Bogaroos. My first test of the horror gun proved effective. The horror seem effective at picking off light parties, thugs, and gym burning. Taking my third throne brings me a bit closer to victory. At this point, there are 2 ways I can see to win the game. Number 1 would be a throne rush. I believe there are 3 unforted thrones in teleport range from my new lands. 2 of those are controlled by Joman and 1 by Agartha. If those thrones stay unforted, I could teleport in Golem Thugs while sneaking in a Holy 3 Priest. It would be a big gamble, so a distraction certainly would help. The other plan would be to coalition Joman with every other neighbor and draw the game out into the late game. There, my blood economy might allow me to win. I wish I could do Doom Horrors. On the Kalem front, the war progresses as expected. I'm moving in chaff to speed up the siege of Patala, but it looks like the war will be relatively fast. Yeah, it's not really a war, it's vulturing. Okay, and then from Phlegor, gonna be honest, I did not expect Abyssia. On the plus side, I have quite a few astral mages to duel their one astral god. Cetis delenda est.
Dude, he's committed.
Is this Zan's catchphrase, or who's this?
It's just commonly posted.
Yeah, okay.
It's he's like, Cetis is his mortal enemy, and I don't know why. He's just, at this point, he's like, I wasted 5 armies here. I'm doing it.
Is this truly a 1 astral Drakon? Because that is going to be glorious to behold. Oh, wait, no. Wait.
No, he's saying that he can magic duel Abyssia's god, apparently.
Oh, no, he can't, though. Because Abyssia's god is mindless, and you have to have a mind to be magic dueled. So,
Breast and pepperonis.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay. So we will probably get to see Cetis ride out once more. Okay, so what's happening here? Basically, everybody's going... Abyssia and Phlegra are going to fight. Right? He's poked over here. Now, Abyssia has to make plays. If it's not going to be against Ulm, and it's not going to be against Joman, and Lemuria, these lands are now worthless, then that basically only leaves Phlegra. So in some ways, this isn't even really a war of choice.
Yeah.
Now, what's really interesting is Lemuria is going to be taking part in 2 wars. They're going to be taking part in a war against Phlegra, because they've ended their non-aggression pact with Phlegra. And both of the messages they sent, I want to be ready for it. Like, he's potentially set up to have a very, very aggressive next, 10 turns. He's going to have a war against Phlegra, and he's going to have a war against Agartha. And where's Agartha? They're back over this way. So I'm if Agartha doesn't have research, they're not going to do well against ghosts.
No.
So he can potentially eat a lot of Agartha and then eat a decent amount, like 10, 6 or 7 provinces of Phlegra, while Abyssia goes and attacks as well.
But
they also border Phlegra here. So this actually will probably be the main thrust, and Abyssia will probably thrust on the Cetis region.
Yep. So how would you feel if you were in Lemuria's position? Would you have ended those naps? Like, if you somehow managed to put yourself in this position as a Lemuria, and no one declared war on the streamer, or the YouTuber, because that's what they do, and you had naps with a few of your neighbors, and...
I mean, this is an amazing move.
Friendly with you.
Yeah.
It's an amazing move?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is, like, in a... Phlegra's had trouble putting Cetis down, and we haven't seen him deploy good super combatants with the tyrants. I have killed multiple Phlegras as Lemuria, but it demands very special treatment for the tyrants. And also, like, Phlegra has access to a lot of battlefield wipes, which can be tough for ghosts if they have enough research. So those are like the special considerations. We haven't seen Phlegra doing anything like that, though. So it's like, you know, I think it's like if somebody's saying like, hey, I'm not doing all this cool stuff that you should be worried about me doing, there is an argument to make for just rolling the dice and hoping they don't do it. Right? And if they do it, then you're like, okay, we can go back to peace.
I think my position is that I would, if I'm this Lemuria, like his only real competition at this point is Joman.
Right.
And he's striking deals where he's fighting with Joman on other players. When he was friendly with these people, he might have been able to just convince them to attack Joman and go on Joman. And that would basically put him in the definite position to win the game.
I mean, that's not necessarily true. Like, let's say they were successful. Let's say they just murdered Joman. Right? They took the combined forces, took all his stuff, but he didn't take much because this is his only border with Joman.
Okay.
Right? He didn't take much. Well, you know, there'd be another big player potentially. Like maybe it'd be Ulm. Maybe they killed Joman and then they all turn on him next. You know, he needs to get bigger, right? So he needs to find wars that he can win. And that war can't be Joman for him.
That's fair. That's fair.
Generally, eating players, like he's picked... Agartha just hasn't used magic, right? And he's playing Lemuria. So that's an amazing fight to take.
Has Agartha even fought anyone? Oh, he fought Arco. Right, you're right. He fought Arco.
But he's basically just using the troops. He's not really using the magic system of the game. And the troops are not going to be good against ghosts at all. So it's just free land for him. And then he's going to... The only thing is, like, he may get so big after this. Because right now people are talking like, hey, let's put down Agartha and then let's turn on Joman.
Okay.
But it may be that after Lemuria gets even bigger, he's clearly in position 1 and Joman isn't. And they should turn on him. So...
Mm-hmm. Late game Dominions, everybody.
I think it's just weird that people are doing deals to help him. A 2-cap Lemuria is very spooky.
It's such a unique position of I have friendly neighbors and I'm a 2-cap Lemuria.
Right. You know, a small one cap Lemuria and everybody else is like 2 or 3 caps. That's one thing. But like, look at the province graph. Let's take a look at that. Joman clearly in position 1. Right? But Lemuria's in position 2. And, you know, yeah. I think it's the only... Who in position 2 has multiple caps?
Ulm.
Ulm? Oh, is that Zan?
No, it's not.
Robsia.
Oh, it's Robsia. What's up, man? That's right. I missed your voice. Yeah, it's Ulm and who... Abyssia doesn't... Agartha doesn't.
Let's see. Joman does, but they're clearly 1, like you said. So who has died so far? It's just Arco, Micklin, Bandarlog.
Oh, yeah.
Or Patala. Who had their cap? That was Calum,
That was Calum. And so that's going to be going to...
Bogarus.
Is it Bogarus? Where's a Bogarus flag? Yeah, Patala is going to Bogarus. Okay.
Yeah, not a very big 2-cap Bogarus, though,
right.
If we're being honest.
Yeah, pretty small. So, okay. I mean, we have people who have, like... a lot of these people who are down here... Like, Lemuria is basically a full 2-cap nation now. And what do I mean by that? I mean, not only he has 2 capitals, but he has approximately the land corresponding with 2 players.
Yeah.
These guys are more in the territory, like maybe not Abyssia as much at this moment, but like most of these, like this range here is more like first war is over and you split a nation, maybe you got the majority stake. You know, like this isn't like, because it's kind of, if you think about it after early game, there's ways you can be 1 cap with decent expansion. You can be like 2v1 somebody and split their land. You can 3v1 somebody and just get a snippet. Or you can win like a 1v1 and get most all their land. And then the like really weird case is after the first set of wars, like maybe you fight somebody and then somebody fights you and you kill them too, and you end up with like 3 caps. But my exploration into that phenomenon did not go well in my Machaca game because like people attacked me after I won my first war, and then I went and killed them, and then everybody else is like, oh, we have to kill him. So there's danger I have found in trying to go for the 3 cap situation, because then everybody just kills you or tries to.
You're also usually not as far ahead on research because you've had to use your mages to kill people.
Right. Which was not the case in that game, really. I think I was kept up. But like I was definitely not easy food since they didn't kill me. But yeah, anyway, those are the ways it can wind out. Pretty much everybody here except Joman is in like the like 1/2 of a first war state. Right? Yeah. Only Lemuria is kind of, and Lemuria is barely in the like totally won a first war.
It's a little weird. Freaks me out a little bit because I've played in so many games with Lemuria recently. To see a Lemuria just chilling on so much land and the people around them aren't like immediately coalitioning them, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, we're at the point in the game. It's turn 64. You need to be putting Lemuria down. It's just we're kind of past it. Like really, you want to try to put them down by turn 50. If you can't, or you know, if you're running away with the game yourself, you can. Like Joman might not need to worry about putting Lemuria down. You know.
Yeah, they're like a quick war away from being in a clear winning position where it would be hard to stop them.
Right. But pretty much everybody else, it's like, yeah, you know, you're gonna need to put them down. Yeah, it's just, I mean, the end game too for Lemuria is always the same. It's, you know, tons of ghost armies, rear mortis, wailing winds, and then very late game it's Underdark. So it's like, there's not, I mean, you can try to dispel Underdark and stuff, but that's not a game you want to play. I want to play. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go to the next turn. All right, and we've got now turn 65. And you can see not much is happening. We got a couple battles here with Abyssia and Phlegra. Oh my god. Again, I don't know why you bring other stuff with your god.
And living statues at that. Where would you even get these?
They're kind of cool.
They're not bad, but the kind of the same thing that counters him is going to counter the living statues, right?
Right. I mean, this is cool. This is a decent kit. I don't think he's trying to do some repel stuff. This is not the chassis with default 12 attack to do repel things. But the Demon Whip's great because it's area of effect.
It's default 7, if I'm not mistaken. He does have a Ring of the Warrior.
Right.
On.
Yeah. So, but this is not really repel stuff. This gets harassed down. It is enough to, like, you know, to kill
against the little PD, it's fine.
Yeah.
Too.
But again, kind of making the mistake. Usually you want your god to roll solo, because that's kind of his whole thing, is he can kill stuff without attrition.
Is he even going to get the kill? Is the real question.
Yeah.
He's getting there. Charge.
Oh, he
the flying shards
Blade Winds.
with what?
Blade Winds, man.
Blade Winds.
Yeah,
that's cheating.
That's real.
Oh, he did get 4
kills.
Blade Wind cheating.
Yeah, he didn't kill them in melee like a real statue would.
Oh, no.
One of his real troops.
So this is cool. He's got a bunch of Warbread. You don't see a ton of those. I mean, these guys are thick.
He's going to set all his crossbows on fire in a battle if he's not careful.
Oh, let's take a look at that.
They are behind. I think they ran forward at the end. Okay, he should be fine the rest of the time.
Yeah, he should be fine. Oh my god.
You almost.
Here we go again,
It was a really bad spoiler.
The same history again.
Okay, but this time there's a Drakon. Oh, there's Earthquakes.
Earthquakes.
Yeah, Phlegra's plan has been to kill all the mages with Earthquakes.
The secret.
I mean, that's not a bad plan.
No, it's not a bad plan, but also
More than one would be useful. Oh, there
There's
we
another
go.
one.
More than one.
Who's casting these?
It's got to be one of the
I
tyrants.
think it's
or
the
dragon.
god. The god.
Yeah, it's the
yeah.
god. He didn't do summon Earth Power. I think you. There can be something nice
you
about
always should because of the fatigue. Well, if you want to get one early, right? Obviously.
Well,
But
sometimes
after the first one, maybe.
it's a calculation. If it's actually like this. Here's the math or the game is if their mages are doing turn 1 protection buffs, which a lot of times they don't want to do. You know, like maybe they want to cast spells or they want to get reinvigoration or they want to do some resistance. But they're doing like turn 1 ethereal luck protection, that kind of bullshit, and it's going to hit them, not their troops. That's the other important thing. A lot of the point buffing will target troops. If they're doing that, it's better always, basically, not always, but most of the time, to do summon Earth Power and then try to do the Earthquakes on like slot 4 and 5 when they're fatigued out.
Yeah.
If they're
Sure.
not, the turn 1 Earthquake can be devastating. So it's a mix.
Now I'm curious. Does Late Age Phlegra have the ability to do a fast casting for their Earthquake?
Yeah, he should. I mean, he could put a Crown of the Magi if he gets the paths.
I think they do have the paths. For that.
It's the god.
He's got to be lucky not to get hit by the wrong death magic spell from point blank range, but so
The
far
god's doing Drain Light.
Oh.
Or no, Enslave
it's
Mind.
Drain Life.
Enslave Mind. Turn on team colored squares.
Come on! It has to happen.
He keeps attacking Chaff. The bodyguards are doing their job. All they gotta do is stand on
Oh,
the
they're
wall.
running. The bodyguards are running. Word
Does
of
he
power.
have Phoenix Fire?
He
does not.
He does not. 45 hit points.
Yeah.
Terracotta
Drain Life
Soldier.
hits pretty hard.
Do your job. Ah!
That's not your job.
Drain
Alright.
Life hits pretty hard. Let's see.
Some of these guys are running, I think, right?
He is getting poisoned too, right?
Oh, he's routed some of the Cyclops.
What are the... Oh, and he's back there. Did he kill the Draken? Where is it? How did he kill it?
Okay, we're
Did
gonna
he
have to
just
watch this
chop it
battle
up in
multiple
melee?
times.
Oh my
That's so
goodness.
funny.
What are those battlefield spells that are up?
It looks like
Mortis
rigor and relief. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so this guy might fatigue out. That's the other kind of. Oh, he's at 108.
He
with
is.
rigor
He's
up.
at 108. Hold on.
Has
Does he
no
have Earth
reinvigoration.
Power? No, he does.
No,
he does have
He
reinvig.
is
How
reinvig.
much? He does have reinvig.
Oh god. Oh god.
Oh, wrong guy. Wrong square.
Oh!
Drain life. How much HP?
What?
Oh my god.
1?
What?
Can't you do it?
He's still fatigued. My god.
Oh! What did he get hit by? I killed him.
Someone threw some. Oh my god.
Oh,
think
we can
that-
use
I
that
think
new
that was a
hotkey and put an
weakness.
int to go to the bottom on this.
He got
Snake
slapped by a snake,
Snake
staff for
staff.
8 points of damage.
The Tomb
By the
King.
Tomb King. Yep. In melee.
Oh, but the god is now routed. He got hit and is not happy about it.
Ah, but the Lich is not going to rout.
Oh no, the armies of Satis have routed, but the Lich may
But
not.
the Lich is not.
This is such a clusterfuck. I love it.
What about that other Lystragonia? He's going to berserk or something.
Oh yeah, I mean the armies of Calum, I mean of Phlegra haven't. Oh wait, can they rout?
Yeah.
Wait, how did these guys
So
rout
long as
after the army
Lich
routed?
the Lich is not routed, right? So long as there's somebody on the field.
Yeah, I thought though that if Satis got the army rout flag, I didn't know squads in Phlegra would still be taking like squad morale.
They might have
checks.
already started.
No,
the route,
they will.
But they
Okay.
were fatigued out from rigor mortis.
Yeah, and Rigger's no longer up, of course. I think this Tyrant wins.
Yeah, I don't think there's no way a Lich. Well,
Well,
there's
does
a way.
he? No. Hold
He could
on.
get
Does he
smited.
have?
No, I believe. I
Is
believe.
the Lich
in
still there?
Satis.
No, the Lich ran away too.
I
Yeah,
believe
okay.
in Satis.
Does the? No, he ran away. He ran away.
He got fatigued out probably and then
What?
stopped berserking.
Okay,
What a
let's
silly
look at the
battle.
Butcher's Ledger here.
The great sage died. No!
Wait, he died? I thought he retreated.
He had twice more on or something.
Did he become? Oh, he became a white mage. I assume that's the god.
Yeah.
I don't know who else it could be because
Well,
the
it could
white
be
mage form should be
Starmancers.
different. No, it would be a different form.
Oh, it'd show the different chassis on this. Okay.
Draken, Tyrant.
All right, we have to see how the Draken dies.
Yes. Kind of hope he just gets run over by chariots.
I think the chariots just run up and slap him in melee until he dies.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be fatigued out after all those earthquakes. 27
He's
protection
only got
is a lot.
20, only 23.
Doesn't have regen.
Yeah, he's gonna die in melee.
What a-
Chariots do decent damage.
Yeah, pretty.
20
I wish Zan
damage
was
Falchion?
here. He would lecture us on how much damage chariots do.
I mean, it's probably taking armor defeating hits and stuff too there.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man.
I think that's still a win for Flegra because it's like they can theoretically
but
do that
Flegra's-
again in a while.
Fleger's getting attacked by Abyssia.
Well, wait a minute, there's still a huge army in the city.
Yep.
Oh, he didn't ride out with everything.
He's like, no, I don't need it.
Hold on, what was it? City? Oh, they're mainly city guards. He was afraid he would just rout himself. I bet.
But they're the best units.
But he's got a lot
They're the
of
ones.
what are they?
They're the
Sacred
ones keeping
serpents?
those walls from going down. Is what's happening.
That's probably true. But Flegra, I don't think won this. I think they both lost. Is the only. There's no.
Oh, that's true. I didn't see how badly Abyssia was cutting. them
Abyssia
off.
is attacking.
Honestly, if I were in the Joman position and I had scouts over there, I would be looking at that Flegra right now.
Yeah.
Like, at least that forward citadel that he has is kind of...
Yeah, it's pretty exposed. I mean, this is the thing, too, is that on one hand, if you're Joman, you don't want to, like, you're glad people aren't coalitioning you. You're in position 1. On the other hand, you kind of don't want people to catch up, and what you definitely don't want is them to catch up and then coalition you.
Yeah. Well, their number one priority should just be forging whatever thrones they have right now. If
Yeah,
you're German.
Probably that. Yeah, there's a fort going up here. Yeah, I mean, and they're...
that is such a tempting throne, to be honest. It's a pretty obvious telegraph that you're throne rushing. Yeah, but, like, just... It's unforted. You kind of know that Agartha hasn't been doing the best this game.
Right. Okay.
And I would say...
Let's go ahead and look at the next turn.
Yeah.
Pause.
Not looking good.
Okay, and we got turn 66 here. So, message here from Ulm. The war against Agartha kicks off this turn. Negotiations all complete for the division of their land. I'll arguably get the most spoils if we're successful, but we'll likely have to fight most of their armies. To this end, I have a big communion set up if they move on Micklin. The King of Banefires and the Archdevil. Okay, we're not going to read the tactical things they're going to do. Joman, Team Satis. Yeah, I mean, pretty much everybody loves it in a game when you, like, refuse to die, because it just... It's basically two players removing themselves from the game, Like, Satis won't win, but he won't die. Like, everybody in the game loves that, except Satis and Falegra.
This is why Grippa is everybody's favorite player.
Exactly.
That's true.
The only reason people like me.
Okay, Abyssia pinging the fort in 130, sending Mr. Ford to a lab in case he needs to personally airdrop on a flagrant army. Cool. I guess that means he's figured out he can put enough astral boosters on him to teleport. Or does he have air? He might have air.
I forget already.
Satis, I was right about the earthquake. Still won somehow. My battle seemed desynced because I didn't win it in it. Lost important gear on the Pretender, but everything... Oh, and it's weird because in our version, not only did he win, but the Pretender didn't die. I think the Pretender ran off in our version.
I think he became a white or something.
No. We saw that in the battle report, but you remember he had a morale check and, like, they started running?
Oh, yeah, that is true.
They killed the Tyrant, and that was... But obviously that was pretty touch and go. All right, need to attack out to gain territory before Abyssia takes it all. Look at Satis. This is awesome.
He always has such high dreams. I love it.
Yeah, he's got big plans.
I'm coming back.
I'm coming back. All right. Although this is although this might finally push Flager off me. Okay.
Finally looking to the future.
Addendum. The 90-ish dudes Abyssia has near my southwestern fort the last few turns has me a little worried they might aim to attack that as well. And then from Phalegra, well, fuck. I don't think I can recover from this. I don't think you can either, buddy.
I'm never going to financially recover.
You kind of can. As Phalegra, you can super combatant really hard. So if you do it really well and the enemy's not very well prepared, like Phalegra can always upset a fight.
Have we seen a lot of blood stuff from Abyssia yet? Because without that, they're going to struggle to deal with.
Yeah,
they're going to struggle to deal with tyrants without blood magic and combat, I think.
Well, I mean, these tyrants aren't doing Phoenix Pyre and the things you'd expect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but we'll see. I mean, they are going to be immune to fire magic, so. Okay, Satis riding out, taking this. Ooh, that's spicy.
It's just don't worry. It's just PD, Lucid.
It's just PD. Oh my god, the fuck!
It's all PD. It's like 50 PD.
Phoenix Power, Firestorm.
Well, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. Good luck as Agartha fighting into this.
But they can do battlefield-wide fire resistance. It's just he doesn't have any research.
So. Yeah. I mean, this is just the part in the game where you can't win battles by just making troops. I mean, troops are great all game, but not only troops.
The PD takes its toll.
Yeah.
But not enough.
I almost lost at least 20 dudes. But some of them might have been
that was a little closer than it should have been, to be honest.
It looks like he lost a lot of the Bone Fiends.
Yeah, I mean, Agartha does get decent PD. Like, they get these Agarthan infantry, and this is 60 of these dudes, and then heavy infantry, too. That's a lot of decent infantry.
It's 45 PD there.
Also lost 30 siege rolls.
45 PD is a lot of money.
If he supported it with mages, he might have won it. He might not even need an army.
Yeah.
I think there's a fort storming. Oh, the snake.
And the golem.
Oh, fancy snake. Flying snake.
A flying carpet.
That is, if you think about it, like Asian-themed dragon, right? We've got like the flying serpent.
Yeah, it's a DIY Raijin.
That's right.
He can go underwater. He can fly. It seems legit to me.
Hi, Robs. Yeah, I'm issuing you a challenge. I need to see a flying carpet snake in one of your games. I know you like that Pretender.
Maybe someday. When I have the air gems for it, I'll let you know.
Okay.
I do have a Raven of the Underworld in one of my games.
Nice. You took that as
Joman? Yeah, Death 10 for Fear 20.
Ooh.
It does not work. I would not recommend.
Yeah. We got, Kirby in that game that's coming up is gonna get to play with the Fear build.
Yes, I am still angry that I had to play a Lanka with that build.
Dude, that build was hilarious.
It was okay.
You had a really bad diplomacy, man. You got cycle charged by people. You could have made it work.
It is interesting how well it did against Abyssia. I will say that much.
Yeah. Okay, so looking at the world, Kalem's had their forts stormed. So that's... Where is that even?
Patala, I think. Or was that a ping?
Oh, he's a ping. This fort got taken. The war against... So he pings this to see what's inside, and there was actually a decent amount inside here.
Yeah, a tyrant with...
Some mages.
Now, does he have gear?
He has gems on these mages, which means...
He does have gems.
He's planning on doing fancy pants spells, so I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Okay. And the Oppressor Archons are... Actually, it's interesting he has those there. Those are his astral mages, right? Those are slow to recruit cap only.
Right. I think a good use of them would be Power of the Sphere, or Body Ethereal, and then cast that, and then do Power of the Spheres, and then do Returning, and send them home.
Yeah, I think so too. You don't want them fighting that.
And then you just let the tyrant do his
Yeah,
thing.
at this point, you're probably just making tyrants, so you don't really have any of those guys to spare, so you
Yeah.
really don't want them to die.
The nice thing is that Abyssia doesn't have any ranged attack. Oh no, there's a big crossbow stack. What the hell am I talking about? I was gonna be like, you can sit there and buff the tyrants in peace, but no, you're gonna be buffing tyrants. It's gonna be really hard to do it actually, because the crossbows are gonna trigger them to go berserk, so they won't be able to buff themselves easily, and they're gonna kill all your pajama men.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can do, what is it, body ethereal on the tyrant, technically, and
Yeah.
they don't have a ton of answers to that if they hit a bunch of fire res too. But
Right. But you're not gonna finish a full buff cycle. You might get 2 turns if you're lucky.
that depends upon how good the bait is.
Yeah, that's true. If you have them on fire random, I don't think you can necessarily avoid that. Maybe. I don't know. You're probably right. There's probably some way to do
He
it.
only had 3 communion mages there.
Yeah.
I was thinking, or the shackled ones. Did he have any, actually? He did. He only had 3. If he had 1 more, he might be able to do some interesting stuff with the Oppressor Archons anyway.
Oh, like Arrowfend? That would be a good first spell to
Could
cast.
do double turn 1 Earthquake.
Oh. I think you
Maybe.
buff up this Tyrant. I think you get Arrowfend on him, Body Ethereal, then you just let him kill everybody.
I guess he still doesn't have ult 7, or he could probably wipe that army. He could probably ride out and wipe it, even.
Yeah.
He only really needs a couple buffs.
Yeah. Yeah, the other cool thing about returning is it will bring your shackled mages home too. So you can save them as well. Okay. So
Another
Falegra, Abyssia putting the slow moves on him. In terms of Agartha, Ulm is attacking here. Oh, kills a Lemurian acolyte. Was this guy doing something fancy?
Hold on. How big is that army? 550?
Just a few people. This might have been PD. Oh yeah, I think this was just a
What
scout.
is the pop in that province? Okay, he probably has enough supplies because it's a fort.
Right.
But
where's
that
the
does
other...
not fill me with hope.
Oh, and Joman's pinging this, or he got patrolled out anyway.
Yeah, he probably got.
So Joman's probably looking at getting in on the Agartha spoils. So I don't know if the plan is they're all going to eat. This is always the hard thing about.
I'm looking at that. And I'm thinking Joman has got a pretty good idea of what he wants to attack.
Right.
If we're looking at the border setup.
There is a way where somebody can be in position 1 and you're like, okay, we're going to go do our wars so we can catch up. And there's a way where that works and that happens. Often, but not always, the position 1's going to find a way to eat just as fast as you do, though. So, and I think that's what Joman's looking to do here.
So who has decided to split Agartha? Is it just Lemuria and Ulm? Because it looks like Joman...
No, it's...
is the only other neighbor, right?
Yeah, it's Lemuria and Ulm and Joman. Yeah, so that was...
If you think Joman is in position 1, why would you be making deals where you're splitting one of your neighbors with them, though?
Well, it's kind of the thing, you can't really not... Like, unless you're attacking Joman, you can't be like... I mean, you can, but you can't really be like, we're going to kill Agartha, but you don't get any. I mean, he'll be like, okay. Thanks for telling me.
You can fight them for me, and then I'll take it from you.
Right. So, okay.
It is funny. They have like this weird band dividing Bogaroos from Agartha now.
Bogaroos from Agartha. Oh, yeah, that is weird.
Just a little snake across the map.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I think the thing is, so many of these are playable positions. Like, it does seem... Like, I think the Bogaroos position, while it's really rough, is playable. Like, if I jumped into it, I think I would have a fun time.
Yeah, I do too. It would be a long road to victory, but I think that's still there, actually.
Yeah. Agartha, I don't think is a playable position. Ulm, I think, is a playable position now, even though Ulm got just drugged through the gutter. I think it's still a playable position. Same with Abyssia. I think Abyssia, decisively wins something, gets a lot of this Filegran land, Turns on
I'm gonna
Ulm,
be
maybe.
honest. A lot of these positions, I feel like the biggest obstacle to victory is either Joman or Lemuria.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, those are
I
position
think I
one and
think they
two.
should all be like talking amongst themselves and being like, okay, these two are a problem no matter who
Yeah.
you are,
Agreed.
and just not ally with them.
Yeah. I think the other thing that makes me think about like when is it that you must chop down position one or two, and when is it where you could go try to catch up with them? I think it has to do with how fast you think the war you're going to take is, right? Like if you're going to,
Yeah.
like let's say you're playing Calum or some flying nation and you've identified some nation you can just axe, right? And it's going to be a 5-turn war. Or you could have like a long grindy war with position one. Like, yeah, let's go axe the guy who I can just axe, right? But then, if you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to slowly move infantry, we're going to have battles, I'm not sure how they're going to go. It's going to be slow raiding back and forth. There's going to be stealthy deep raiding my territory. It's like, that's not going to be a way to catch up very quickly with number one. That's going to be like very slow.
That's true. You don't want to take a slow war,
Right.
if you feel like you're behind.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can take a slow war, but it needs to be against, a top position person.
Yeah, if you think that it's going to like even the playing field in some way,
Right.
that's okay still. But
Yeah.
a lot
And
of
the
the
nice
time,
thing
like
is,
a coalition war.
like you said, that it's like either Joman or Lemuria. If you chop the legs off from Lemuria now, then that would mean you could probably focus more on Joman in the future. But if you go after somebody who's neither of these, then it's really hard to go after two people ahead of you rather than one.
I think any plan where you're going to go deal with one of them but not the other is a mistake here, because the thing that I think is really keeping Lemuria in check from just going and rolling over another one of their neighbors is the fear that a big coalition might include like another front runner like Joman, and that would be really difficult for them to deal with. But I think if you like get a coalition together to go fight Lemuria, you're going to be staring at a situation at the end where you pour all these resources to fight Lemuria, and Joman is sitting there, and now they're even more clearly the number one position, and it's even harder to beat them, right?
Yeah, it depends. If you got enough people that were well prepared enough to put Lemuria down, I don't know if you could do that. Like, I don't think Abyssia can do it. I don't think Ulm can do it. I don't think the coalition exists to quickly put Lemuria down.
No,
But if
the issue.
it did, I think attacking Lemuria at this point in the game would be the ideal move, right? Go put them down.
Yes.
And then the entire game can focus on putting Joman down.
The issue is I don't think you can quickly defeat Lemuria at this point. They have too many forts up to make it quick for anybody there.
The real measure of wealth for Lemuria is how weak their neighbors are.
Yeah. The only tool in the game, I think, that was adjacent to Lemuria to kill them quickly was Calum, and nobody helped him.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, there's just nobody. Lemuria kind of loves this too, having neighbors that can't really kill them, but they're friendly with.
Like, even now, I do think if, this is not going to happen, but if Phlegra and Abyssia and Agartha and Ulm all work together, they wouldn't kill them quickly, maybe, but I think that they could knock them down quickly. But it's not going to happen. The diplomatic situation just doesn't exist.
I don't actually know if they could.
I think they could if the Agartha was able to beat a big Lemuria stack, because then they can just take a fort.
Given the Agarthan research and stuff. But, yeah. But like Ulm's lost a ton of mages in this first war with Lemuria. Phlegra's lost a ton against Satis.
Yeah.
Abyssia hasn't lost that much, but they also haven't been really aggressive. Abyssia probably, especially with like a big crossbow stack, and if they have Firestorm,
and a
lot of siege
they
strength.
are on the Heliophagi as well.
No,
so
I think that was somebody else.
No, you can see them in that province.
Oh, where?
The one you have selected, Abyssia.
Oh, yeah, okay. But that doesn't mean they have Firestorm.
It doesn't mean they have Firestorm. Ulm does. Finally has blood magic and Firestorm.
Yeah, it's this guy. So, but yeah, I mean, it's actually one of the great Lemuria killing timings, actually, is getting Firestorm. Because if you have Firestorm before they have Army of Gold, and I mean,
Right.
it's not like Lemuria gets easy access to Earth Mages either, right?
No, do they? I don't think they have it natively in late age, do they?
No, they don't.
Yeah,
So
they're not like Airmore.
yeah, they have to find their way into it. Once you have Firestorm, that is one of the great timings to put Lemuria down. So there's two nations, Ulm and Abyssia, that could probably do that. So
Yeah. And the stuff in the east could get picked apart because it isn't all forted.
Yeah.
So it would be hard for Lemuria to hold on to it. So I think it's still possible to knock them down quickly, but not kill them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a tough situation for sure.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining me, both of y'all, and we'll see you next episode.
Absolutely. Woo.
Woo.